From billionaire to president, Donald Trump's unbelievable rise. He started with a loan, a big one, $1 million from his father. Most people would play it safe, buy a small business, save money, stay quiet. But not Donald Trump. He had one goal: build an empire, put my name on everything. And that's exactly what he did. He didn't just make money, he built hotels, casinos, skyscrapers, big, loud, gold. His name became a brand, and not just any brand, a symbol of luxury, power, and ambition. He wanted people to say, if it says Trump, it must be the best. Love him or hate him, you can't ignore him. But how did a businessman with no political experience become the most powerful man in the world? That's the story we're about to tell, and along the way, you'll learn real English, the kind successful people actually use. Let's go back to where it all began. Donald Trump was born in 1946 in Queens, New York. His father, Fred Trump, was already a millionaire. He built houses and apartment buildings for working-class families. Fred wasn't flashy, he was strict, serious, and focused on money. From a young age, Donald was different. He liked being the center of attention. He didn't want to follow rules. He wanted more. At school, he got into fights. He talked too much in class, so his parents sent him to military school, hoping he would learn discipline. But Donald didn't come back quiet. He came back stronger, more confident, more hungry. He watched his father work. He learned the business. But deep down, he didn't want to copy Fred. He wanted to go bigger, not just homes. He wanted to build cities. In the 1970s, New York City was in trouble. Buildings were empty, the economy was weak. But Donald Trump saw opportunity. He found a huge broken-down hotel near Grand Central Station. It was ugly. It was losing money. No one wanted it. But Trump had a plan. He talked to the city. He offered to rebuild the hotel if they gave him a tax break. The deal worked. The hotel became the Grand Hyatt. It was shiny, new, and filled with people. Trump made millions. But more importantly, he made headlines. Newspapers said, "Young Trump pulls off huge deal." Suddenly, he wasn't just Fred's son. He was Donald Trump, the new face of real estate in New York, and he was just getting started. After the Grand Hyatt, Trump had money. He had fame. But that wasn't enough. He wanted people to know his name, not just in New York, but everywhere. So he made a decision. Everything I build will have my name on it. And that's how the Trump brand was born. He built towers. He bought casinos. He opened golf clubs, hotels, even an airline. Big buildings, big signs, big gold letters, Trump. The Trump name came to mean luxury, success, and confidence. At least that's how he wanted it to look. He didn't just sell real estate, he sold an image. People said, if it says Trump, it must be top quality. But behind the gold and glamour, Trump was taking big risks. And big risks don't always bring big rewards. By the early 2000s, Trump was more than just a businessman. He was a celebrity. And in 2004, he did something new. He went on TV. He created a reality show called The Apprentice. 16 people competed for a job at the Trump Organization. Each week, Trump watched them work and then made a decision. You're fired. Those 2 words made him a global star. He wore expensive suits. He sat in a big chair. And he looked like the ultimate boss. Millions of people watched. They laughed. They learned. And they started to see Trump not just as rich, but as smart, strong, and in charge. For some, he became a role model. For others, a symbol of power. But here's a question for you. If you could start your own business, what would it be? Tell us in the comments in English and practice your real business vocabulary. Let's see who the next apprentice could be. Trump looked unstoppable. Tall towers, flashy suits, global fame. But behind the gold came debt. A lot of debt. In the 1990s, several of Trump's casinos failed. His airline lost money. His brand started to fade. At one point, he was almost $1 billion in debt. People said he was finished, that he was just a name on a broken building. But Trump didn't quit. He renegotiated loans. He sold properties. He worked the media. Slowly, he came back. New projects, new headlines, new power. He said, "I've been through the fire and I came out stronger." Trump had one talent that kept him going. He knew how to sell his story. Even failure, he turned into fuel. In 2015, Donald Trump stood on stage and said, "I am officially running for President of the United States." The world laughed. Late-night shows joked about it. Experts said he had zero chance. But Trump didn't care. He talked about immigration, jobs, China, and how America was, in his words, losing. He didn't speak like a politician. He spoke like a businessman, direct, loud, and bold. Some people were shocked, some were excited, many were angry. But every time he spoke, the cameras turned, the headlines followed, the crowds grew. He called his campaign the Make America Great Again movement, and millions of Americans listened. Suddenly, this wasn't a joke anymore. It was real. It was serious. And Trump was winning. In November 2016, Donald Trump shocked the world. He won the US presidential election. No political background, no government experience, just bold promises and a powerful message. He became the 45th President of the United States. From the start, things were different. He tweeted more than he spoke. He fired people on live TV. He said what he wanted, when he wanted. Supporters loved it. They said, "Finally someone who speaks like us." Critics were shocked. They said he was dangerous, unpredictable, and divisive. During his time in office, Trump cut taxes, pulled out of global deals, built part of a wall on the US-Mexico border, appointed 3 Supreme Court justices. Every move made headlines. Every word caused reaction. America was no longer calm. It was on edge. But Trump didn't stop. He said, "I'm not here to play the game. I'm here to change it." How did he do it? How did Donald Trump, a man with no political experience, facing scandal after scandal, win the presidency? The answer is simple and complex. He spoke to people who felt forgotten, workers who lost jobs, families who struggled with bills, citizens tired of normal politicians. He said what others wouldn't. He broke the rules. He promised strength, jobs, and pride. People said, "He may be rude, but he fights for us. He tells the truth, not what's popular." Trump became a symbol of rebellion, of change, of taking back control. Even when the media attacked him, his supporters stayed strong. They didn't trust the news. They trusted him. Agree or disagree, this is what made him win. From a millionaire's son in Queens, to real estate mogul, to TV icon, to President of the United States, Donald Trump's rise was anything but normal. Some call it inspiring, some call it dangerous. But no one can deny, it changed history. He broke the rules, he built a brand, he lost, failed, fought back, and still became one of the most powerful figures in the world. And for you, as an English learner, this story gave you more than just facts. It gave you real vocabulary, real-world context, and the kind of English people actually use in business, politics, and everyday life. So, if you enjoyed learning this way, subscribe now for more powerful stories that teach English through reality, not textbooks, because English isn't just a language to study, it's a tool to understand the world.